Professor SciFi had taught comparative physiology at the Galactic Institute for 73 cycles, and in all that time, he had never questioned the fundamental axiom: humans were weak, fragile. Their pale skin tore easily, their bones fractured under minimal pressure, and their muscles, by galactic standards, were laughably underdeveloped. That certainty shattered on a Tuesday afternoon. The lecture hall buzzed with the usual mix of species. SciFi's 4 eyestalks swiveled across the amphitheater, counting attendance. 300 students from 47 worlds, including one human exchange student named Sarah Chen, who sat in the back row, quietly taking notes on her primitive tablet. Today, SciFi announced, his translator rendering his clicks into standard galactic, we discuss voluntary muscle limitation versus sustained output capacity. He activated the demonstration apparatus, a hydraulic resistance machine calibrated to measure sustained grip strength. The device was built to withstand the crushing force of a Vrelnath warrior, beings who could bend steel with their bare appendages. Voluntary subjects? SciFi asked. A Catharian stepped forward first, its crystalline structure refracting the laboratory lights. It gripped the sensor bar, and the display flickered to life, 2,300 newtons. Respectable. Next came a Argolian, all muscle and armored plates, 4,100 newtons. Impressive. Then the alarm rang. Not a drill, the harsh, metallic shriek of an actual emergency. SciFi's translator barked, structural failure, eastern support column. Evacuate immediately. The room erupted into controlled panic. Students fled toward the exits, but a grinding sound stopped them cold. The eastern wall buckled. A massive support beam, easily 5 tons of reinforced titanium, broke free from its moorings and began to fall. Directly toward a group of Peluvian students frozen in fear. What happened next would be analyzed, debated, and studied for decades. Sarah Chen moved. She didn't run away. She ran toward the falling beam, her boots pounding against the floor. In the fraction of a second before impact, she positioned herself beneath the massive structure, arms raised, legs bent. The beam hit her. And stopped. Sarah's legs trembled. Her face contorted into a mask of absolute determination, veins bulging in her neck and forearms. A sound escaped her throat, something between a scream and a growl, as she held 5 tons of metal above her head. Move, she roared at the Peluvians. They scattered. SciFi's translator barely processed the word, his mind struggling to comprehend what his eyestalks were witnessing. The humans' muscles weren't just flexed, they seemed to be tearing, rebuilding, surging with something beyond normal biological function. 20 seconds. 30. 45. Finally, when the last student cleared the danger zone, Sarah guided the beam sideways with a controlled collapse, directing it away from anyone. It crashed to the floor with a deafening clang. Sarah fell to her knees, gasping, her entire body shaking. Medical drones rushed to her side, but she waved them off. I'm fine, she panted. Just, need a minute. SciFi approached cautiously, his scientific mind racing. How? He whispered. Your species profile indicates. Adrenaline, Sarah interrupted, still catching her breath. Hysterical strength. When humans face life-or-death situations, our bodies override normal limits. Our brains restrict our strength to about 30% of maximum to prevent self-injury. But when we need to. She looked up at him, her eyes still wild with residual adrenaline. We can turn off the safety protocols. You can voluntarily damage yourselves for greater power? SciFi's eyestalks recoiled in horror and fascination. Sarah laughed, a sound edged with pain. We don't die easy, Professor. And we definitely don't let our friends die without a fight. The professor returned to his podium, his worldview fundamentally altered. Around the galaxy, humans were considered weak, fragile, unsuited for heavy labor or combat roles. But they had missed something crucial: humans weren't built for sustained strength. They were built for impossible strength when it mattered most. They were walking failsafes, creatures who could become superhumans for brief, terrifying moments when survival demanded it. SciFi looked at his notes on human physiology. With one trembling appendage, he wrote a single word across them: reevaluate. In the back of the room, Sarah Chen cracked her knuckles and opened her textbook, ready to continue class.